What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 6. Let's get into it. It seems like Robyn and Gizelle got something to say to Wendy, and basically they are dogging Wendy out. Wendy is getting a taste of some medicine. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now she realized that Gizelle is not her friend. And she didn't say Robyn. Robyn ain't your friend either, because she was the first one to say that you don't have substance, girl. So therefore, it's going down like you wouldn't believe. But let's just get into the situation, because Gizelle feels like she got to tell everybody off about their relationships, get up into everybody's business. Gizelle's basically at the dinner table, you know what I mean, having a good time. But basically she gets into Candiace about her situation when it comes to Chris, that Chris may be using her. Chris may, she may have regrets towards Chris, because Chris is not bringing in money. Chris is living off of, Candiace and things of that nature. And basically calling Chris out, saying maybe Chris is riding on your coattail. So it seems like Gizelle feels a certain type of way when it comes to Candiace and her relationship with Chris. And basically they're supposed to be cool. You see, Candiace done let Gizelle help, plan a activity for the girls trip or whatever the case may be. But in any event, she's still not safe, because Gizelle still don't like her and came at her about her husband. Whatever works for Candiace, it works for Candiace. But do we think Chris needs to get a job? Oh yes. Does Chris' mother-in-law think he needs to get a job? Yes, Miss Dorothy thinks he needs to get a job. They need two incomes coming in, not just him depending on his wife and her emotional state, where one minute she's ready to work, next minute she's not ready to work. Lord have mercy. Like, what's going on in this situation? But in any event, Gizelle felt like she had to call Candiace out, but Candiace is still married and still got her husband. And Candiace basically said that, what works for them works for them. And that's just the situation. If she thought that Chris was ever using her, she wouldn't have married him in the first place. But in any event, she don't know from her ass from anything else. So it is what it is. Then we got Gizelle. Gizelle's coming for Robyn, because Robyn basically says that she lays up in the house. She don't get up until late. Some of the other ladies feel that maybe Robyn is depressed. Gizelle was like, it's very unattractive. If one feels it's unattractive, you being very unattractive. Like, what's going on? No man wants to marry an unattractive woman. I was like, shit. Gizelle said that right to Robyn's face. Like, it is what it is, girl. And basically, Robyn don't really got no defense or nothing to say about that. But she just basically blaming herself and saying, it's seasonal depression. It's this type of depression. I just don't have it in me. I just think I'm lazy. I think I'm tired. I got too much to do. I'm overwhelmed. And then Gizelle said, what about your kids? Ain't you neglecting your kids? And Robyn said, yes, I think I am, because one of my sons, he's failing. And last year he had an A+. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on in this situation? There's a whole lot happening, a whole lot going down. And Gizelle is in the midst of just reading people at the table, telling them about their relationship, their life, and what's going on, when she is just quiet as a mouse, because she ain't got nothing going on in her situation. Lord have mercy. And so then we get to Karen. Karen had to jump in real quick, and she said, damn, you're supposed to lift your friends up when they are down. You don't supposed to dog them out like that, put the nail in the coffin, batter them up into the ground even further. So basically Karen said, like, Lord have mercy, nobody is off limits in the situation. And Gizelle feels like going in and basically talking about people's personal life. And Karen's basically calling out Gizelle, saying, girl, you ain't right with the situation, because you don't tell people your business. When people ask you questions, you don't want to get in, and you don't want to get in the mix, and you don't want to say anything, and everything is off limits. But look how you doing your friends. I was like, Lord have mercy, Gizelle is out here. Gizelle says she's in it to win it. I guess she's been hanging with Portia way too long, and she's ready to get down into the smoke. She's ready to get down into the fire and call whoever she needs to call out. And she know Robyn ain't gonna take it personal, because Robyn is her girl. Robyn follows all up behind her. And also we got Candiace basically saying little smart comments towards Wendy and her breasts, talking about her breasts and her booty job, and new Wendy, new booty Wendy, new breast Wendy, new titty Wendy, new this. I was like, damn, Candiace, I thought Wendy was your girl. So I guess not anymore. So it is what it is. And Robyn's out here neglecting the kids. What is really going on in that situation? And Gizelle basically is talking about everybody in their relationship, but yet where is your relationship? Where's that fake relationship at? Where is Jamal Bryant? What's going on? Where is Sherman? Where is anybody at? Who are you dating, girlfriend? Who can you give advice to? Maybe you can't give advice because you've been through a lot. You've been dumped. You've been humiliated. You've been cheated on. You've been made fun of by your exes and things of that nature. They don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want to be on camera with you. You can't even pay a man to film next to you. And if you do, he's going to mess up. Lord have mercy. What is really going on in this situation? But in any event, it is what it is. She's calling them out. And I was like, Lord, she's calling them out. So moving on from that situation, it gets down to the situation where Wendy says that, she feels the same way that, Robyn feels about the depression of not getting up and not moving around, not really being all that motivated. And so Gizelle is looking at Wendy like, okay, girl, what's going on? Are you serious? Do you really feel that way? Like looking at her like, girl, you are telling a lie. You are not telling the truth. But in any event, when Robyn basically says that she feels like Wendy's personality is very different, then Gizelle tells Wendy she seems more of her body parts in the last month than she's ever known her whole life. So basically it gets down to the situation where Gizelle is feeling a certain type of way, and Gizelle is calling out Wendy. She's calling out Wendy to the corporate. She's telling Wendy like, girl, I see more of your body parts than the whole time I've known you. Basically saying, girl, you look thirsty out here in these streets. You are very thirsty and it's way too much. And then Wendy said, of course I got my boobs done, And Wendy's like, of course, I got my boobs done and I look very different. And Robyn says, oh, girl, no, it's not just that. It's your personality is different. Like your personality has changed. You're like the booty pop, drop and do the booty wop. You just like a whole new Wendy. Like you out here in these streets, baby. And in any event, Robyn is feeling a certain type of way about Wendy. Like whether she likes to do the booty pop, do the booty wop, drop down and get her tail feather on, or whether she likes to shake it, her rump shaker, or whatever the case may be. Robyn basically feels and tells Wendy to her face, this is not the Wendy I met last year. You wasn't that loose. So basically you got Robyn out here saying that Wendy is loose out here in these streets. How is she loose? Is she loose because she loosened up and she's not being, tight up? She's not trying to put on a persona that she's been putting on, that she's very professional. She's all about business. She's all about education. She's all about proper speaking. She's all about proper addressing people. And now she's just basically, reading, twerking, popping, and then rolling her head, and then also coming down with some clever things to say. So you ain't liking that Wendy because she's more opinionated, because she has her own thought, her own mind for a little bit at a time, because she realized she can't be up under y'all. She got to make herself stand out. She can't be Robyn and Gizelle tag team friend, because she knows that she's not a part of that tag team. In any event, she'll get thrown under the bus, just like Robyn was just thrown under the bus by her girlfriend. But in any event, it is what it is. I was just like, damn, what's going on with that situation? So you got Robyn out here calling Wendy loose. Wendy, what do you think about that? She is calling you loose a goose. And Wendy is just like, she is shocked and she's surprised about the situation. She don't even know that it's even going down like this. She's amazed, because she thought that, she had a friend, and she really don't have no friends at this table when it comes to Gizelle and Robyn, when she was going back to back and toe to toe for them. And in any event, Gizelle basically said, this, you are not the same Wendy I met. And Gizelle basically saying it's the substance. Like, this Wendy has no substance. And Wendy's like, what? Wendy is thrown off about the situation. You got Karen basically talking about these ladies are doing too much. And look how they are dogging out their friend. Lord have mercy. It is going down. And this situation. And it seems like, Gizelle, she had an end from Wendy. Like, damn, Wendy bothered you that much? You that worried about Wendy and what she doing? And, Wendy says that, she could be sexy at the same time if she wants to. She don't always have to be, put in a box. Basically she wants to be different. And in any situation, she wants to show many different layers of herself. She has multiple personalities, I guess. And in any event, Wendy was saying that she's Wendy because they're having a whiskey tasting. And Gizelle said, how many names are you going to give yourself? So it seems like Giselle's a little bit jealous of what Wendy got going on. In any event, I was like, when Gizelle is feeling a certain type of way, she was like, girl, you doing too much for attention. You got enough attention last season. And then Mia, she chimes into the situation. Mia's feeling a certain type of way. Mia feels like you can be sexy, but she feels like Michelle Obama and she feels like Oprah would not be going around showing their boobs, and their boobs will not be all out there like that. Maya feels like, you're supposed to be viewed as a professional, as a professor. That's how you should embody and carry yourself. But she did that last season, Mia. She's not trying to do that this season. She's trying to show that, she's multifaceted out here in these streets, and she can be whoever she want to be, when she want to be, and how she want to be. Any event, yes, it does seem a little fake. It don't seem real. So basically, she gave Gizelle and Robyn something to come at her about, and it is what it is. And plus, they can't control her like they used to control her, and they do not like that she defend Karen in any event at all. When she was defending Karen at her own event to reveal her body parts and what she's gonna have done, I was like, So that's just how the situation is panning out. I was like, ooh wee. Wendy basically is trying to defend herself and say, the standards that you guys are trying to hold me to is not the standards. You can be sexy and you can be and you can be ratchet at the same time. In any event, she says she's still that same Wendy. She is still that Wendy that has them degrees, but baby, you see them a little fake, a little different. You drastic change, like Lord have mercy. You didn't even spring it on us. You didn't cut up, tore up, burnt, sucked out, changed the whole body, baby. And yes, you did it to feel good about yourself. And she was a little sexy last season. She wore some sexy, outfits, but she's trying to get this Hollywood on. She's trying to get called for deals. She's trying to be an actress. She's trying to have her own show. She's trying to show that she's sexy, confident, and smart. So now that you see that she's sexy, she can twerk, she can get down with the get down, and then on top of that, she can articulate herself and be a commentator and a professor at the same time. She is a triple threat out here in these streets. So she's trying to get that money, and she's trying to get that money now, baby. Wendy's not playing. She didn't come this far, just to stop and be the same Wendy that she was before. She's trying to get all on, and she's trying to cross over, baby. Because the 4-degree situation was way too much that she was doing, last season. So it is what it is. And, basically Gizelle was like, you were sexy last season, girl. You're doing too much now. You were sexy last season. Like, it's a whole lot going on. I'm surprised, Gizelle didn't bring up the rumors of Eddie cheating. And Wendy basically says to Gizelle, you do not defy my sexiness. So basically, Giselle's trying to say that, oh, you were sexy, Wendy. And like, who would want to take any type of advice on any type of appearance, how you look from Gizelle? Like, first of all, yes, Wendy clap back was on point when she said, you cannot defy my sexiness. And then we moved on to the situation where Gizelle basically says, you didn't feel comfortable in your skin last season. Like what's going on? You didn't think that you were sexy last season. So Gizelle is basically trying to hem Wendy up for real. I was like, Lord have mercy. Basically trying to get Wendy to say that she didn't feel sexy last year, that she didn't feel comfortable last year. And Wendy's not falling for that situation. Wendy's basically saying that I was different last year. I was coming out of postpartum depression. I just had a baby. I'm not the same Wendy that I was last year. I'm a different person, The baby's out of my stomach, I'm out here basically ready to work, ready to take over these, Real Housewives of Atomic streets. And in any event, Wendy feels like Gizelle has a lot of nerve saying that she doesn't not have any substance, because how could she say that? And, Wendy says one of her breast implants has more substance than Gizelle. I was like, that was a good read, girl. But you know what? You really don't have no substance, because we couldn't tell you who you was last season. All you was the professional Wendy, and the Wendy that wanted to live up to her mother's standards, and the Wendy that wanted to please her mother, be a professor, sit at the table with the politician, and help women like Gizelle Bryant and Robyn have a seat at the table. And now we're getting the Wendy that's ready to moolah. We're getting the Wendy that's ready to ricochet. We're getting the Wendy that's ready to pop out here in these streets. But in any event, you should have just showed us a little bit more of this personality, and instead of just springing it on the audience and the people. And they gave Gizelle and them something to talk about. And Karen, basically, she's not feeling the situation at all. She feels like it's double standards. And she feels like everybody should be supporting, Wendy at the situation right now, because Wendy has the guts to change. Wendy has the guts to be something different. Wendy has the guts to show people the other side of her. Wendy's actually embracing something new. And she has the courage and the nerve to, just like Mia has the courage and the nerve to let the ladies know that, she had all types of surgery. So Karen comes to Wendy's defense, and which is a good thing. So, it seems like, Wendy definitely has a friend when it comes to Karen, and Karen definitely has Wendy's back, and she's definitely trying to support Wendy in any way, shape, or form, especially when she's going up against her enemies. So it is what it is. And Karen said that she hopes that, she could be able to show her pubic hair and things of that nature. And then when we get down to the situation, Mia basically is just sitting there. Then Gizelle, she has to jump into the situation, and Gizelle has to make sure she tells us that she, is not going to talk about her situation of her life with Jamal, because she was asked by Miss Davis. Davis asked her, like, what about your relationship? What about what you got going on? What about who you with? Like, what's happening? What's going on? Because everybody's spilling their guts, and you're not spilling your guts, and you're not saying anything. You're not telling no one anything of what's going on. And Gizelle says she don't got to tell nobody anything or whatsoever, especially while Karen is sitting at the table, because she is calling Karen a troll. And Karen is telling her, girl, I ain't no troll, and don't speak at me like I'm a liar. Because, baby, I ain't. So you guys let me know what you think about this situation. And Karen ain't taking Gizelle's shit at all. Karen tells Gizelle, I'm living rent-free in your head, baby. And Gizelle basically says, I don't know where you got that line from, but you need to take it back and give it to them. And then Robyn ends up the night letting Wendy know that she's gorgeous and she was beautiful last season and she's beautiful now.